Hi y'all, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja, and let's get started with a brand new week, starting with Monday Night Raw. So y'all, welcome back to the show, and I just want to give a big thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. As this recording, we are up to 30 subscribers, so thank you so much. I did make a little thank you post on YouTube earlier during the day, but I just want to come on here and say thank you to y'all. If y'all don't watch the shorts or look on YouTube as much during the day, but I just want to tell y'all thank you for the support, and I want to continue to make more shorts and everything for y'all. But yeah, thank you guys. So I am not too hopeful for this show. I know that we are going to have Dominic and Oba and Io and Raquel for the both of the King and Queen tournaments, but everything else is looking kind of up to the air. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a Roman segment due to Jacob on Friday not getting through the head of Solo to come back home. And people who have not seen my short or clips, they're on here on YouTube Shorts, so you can look at that or somewhere on my TikTok or Instagram. But other than that, I don't really feel like this is gonna be too good. But I don't know, maybe it's like every time I say that, they end up doing something good during the show, so I don't know. But I'll report back to y'all later after the show is over and during the show. But after all that, let's get started with the show. So guys, the show opens up with the bloodline. You have Roman, you have the Usos, and then you also have Jacob Fatu. Basically, Roman and the Usos basically confronted Jacob for him not listening to Jey Uso, but Jacob reminds everybody that he only followed the commands of Roman Reigns, and Roman basically like, you know what, you're right, you only follow the words of your tribal chief. And, you know, for years he's saying that you are the person looking from the outside in, but now you are in with us now, and gave Jacob a ulafala. I think I said it right. A ulafala. And now he is now made an official member of the bloodline. And as they was leaving, Jay kind of stood back and he kind of looked angry the fact that Roman did that for Jacob. And then it was the comedian and actor Eric Andre was in there, and Eric touched the ulafala, and then Jacob just snapped and was getting ready to splash Eric Andre. Then Jacob was getting ready to do a frog splash on Eric Andre, but then Roman told him to stop, don't do it. But then Roman ends up commanding him to do it anyway. So then Jacob does it. So then as they were walking away, Roman commanded Jacob to go do it again to Eric Andre. So Eric Andre got 2 frog splashes from Jacob Fatu, and that ended their little segment. But I'm going to give more of my insight about this later. So y'all, the next match of the night, we had Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez, and this was a good match. This is for the semifinal for the Queen of the Ring tournament, and I enjoyed this match a lot between Io and Raquel. This is probably gonna be the best match of the night. Great back and forth, a lot of power from Raquel. I feel like Raquel, she does not get the love that she deserves. I wish she was not a part of the Judgment Day, But at the same time, I'm afraid that she will not be good by herself neither. So I don't know. But in all, Io Sky won the semifinal match, so she will be going to the finals for the chance of becoming the champion. So Io Sky advances to the finals to go against between Charlotte or Liv on Friday to see who else is going to be in the finals with her. So then we get a quick little Liv and Roxanne segment. Basically, Roxanne is going to try to help Liv win against Charlotte later on during her match with Charlotte later. And Liv is like, okay. So then Liv goes to see Danhausen and asks Danhausen to curse someone for her. And Danhausen comes with his list of commands for her to give him human monies and to put him in Liv's music video and more human monies. And Liv just gets tired of it and then walks away. So that is that. So y'all, the next couple segments, we get a quick little segment with Adam and Lyra. And basically Lyra just worked her way to get her and Bailey a tag team shot for the championships. So then after Lyra left, LA Knight comes back to Adam Pearce, and he is just basically complaining to Adam Pearce about how he lost and how Jay is going to the semifinals. And then he's whining, says Solo is trying to get back into the bloodline, and Adam is just like, he's not in the bloodline. What are you talking about? And then, it just LA Knight complaining, and basically LA Knight is probably gonna try to cost. That's probably gonna cost Jay his shot at going to the finals. But guess we'll see what happens on Friday. So then we get another little segment with Chad Gable, and Jackie is just basically recapping everything that happened last Monday about how Rusev and Ethan Page amassed Rey Mysterio, and he just saying that he got the respect and earned his respect and the respect to all the other Lucha Libre wrestlers, and helping Rey made him realize he has more people to apologize to. So then as he was walking to the ring for his match, he get a quick glance at Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory. Now this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this to pop off since they have been showing them together. But hopefully we get to get more between those two. So the next match of the night, we had Chad Gable versus Rusev, and it was a decent match. It was okay. I don't really care for this story like that between Chad Gable and Rusev and Ethan Page. I don't care for it, but it was a decent match between both men, and Chad ended up getting the win, making Rusev tap out to the ankle lock. And of course that didn't sit well between them two, because Ethan, he tried to get involved in the match, but he didn't get it. But then after the match, he and Rusev started jumping Chad, and then Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee came out to help Chad and fight off Rusev and Ethan. And basically they all just shook hands, and that was pretty much it. So then we get another little segment between Roman and the Usos, and basically the Usos are saying to Roman, when you're out of town, Jacob's supposed to listen to us. And Roman is like, no, how you think how Jacob feels if, people telling him what to do, and how he felt like being the outsider and all the other, it just got kind of repeating the same thing they said earlier in the show. So basically he just kind of just canceled out the Usos, but then he jumps to LA Knight on why LA Knight is running his mouth, so somebody has to handle that. He said, I might send Jacob over there, but then Jay tried to offer himself like, no, I'll do it. But then Jimmy was like, you know what, no, let me do it, let me talk to LA Knight. So then Jimmy walks off. So I guess him and LA Knight are going to have a talk probably later on in the show. So, y'all, we are back with LA Knight again coming to the ring and basically complaining again about how he lost to Jay and how everybody from the bloodline is coming after him. Everybody from MFT is coming after him. Everybody from Bloodline 2.0 is coming after him. So he just goes on a whole ramble about that. So then Jimmy Uso comes out and tries to speak sense into LA. Like, look, bro, Solo, he might hit you with the spike on Friday, but I promise you, Solo's doing his own thing. That had nothing to do with us. Solo's doing his own thing, and LA Knight doesn't believe it, so he goes off on Jimmy, and Jimmy is trying to convince LA Knight that, just stay out of family business and you won't get hurt. So then Jay comes out, and Jay basically said the same thing. My brother is right. Solo is not with us. Solo does his own thing. We know that he's our younger brother. He's doing his own thing. And basically, they go back to the whole spiel how Jay beat LA Knight. And then Jay Uso wants LA Knight to acknowledge him. And basically, LA Knight just told him, no, I'm not acknowledging you. So it just goes on to a whole battle between the Usos and LA Knight. Jay tried to get the chair. He tried to attack LA with the chair. It didn't work. LA started attacking both of the Usos. So then Jacob Fatu comes out and does the Tongan death grip on LA Knight, and that stops him. And then it comes back to the Usos, and Jacob is like, look, we tried it your way, Jimmy. We tried it your way, Jay. It didn't work. So we had to do it the OTC way. And basically told them to come on. And that was it for their whole segment. So, y'all, the next match of the night, we finally get the match between Charlotte Flair and Roxanne Perez. And this match was an okay match, too. I didn't really care for this match neither. Alexa was with Charlotte and Liv Morgan was with Roxanne Perez. So, those two was getting involved and everything else in the match. But Charlotte still prevailed, and she won her match against Roxanne Perez. So, y'all, the next segment we try to get a little interview with Javon Evans and Jackie in the ring. And basically, it's just Jackie asking about how he feels about his match against Jey Uso in the semifinals. And basically, Javon said he's gonna beat Jey Uso and yee him out of the competition. So then the Visions, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, come out, and then them two are trying to recruit Javon to come to the Vision. So they do it that way, and then Javon says no. And then them two are trying to say that it's mandatory for him to be a part of the Vision, and then Javon once again says no, but since you're out here and I kind of already know how this is going to work, he already had his wrestling gear under his sweatpants, and basically him and Austin are going to have a match. So, y'all, the match between Javon and Austin Theory, it was an okay match. I was enjoying it a little bit until out of nowhere Braun Breaker just comes out and just spears the mess out of Javon. So technically just a DQ, so that means Javon has won the match. But then the whole Vision was trying to jump Javon, and then the Street Profits, Montez and Angelo came out and basically beat up the Vision and ran them out of the ring. So apparently next week the Street Profits and Braun and Austin are going to have a match for the tag team championships. So I guess we have that to look forward to next week. But I feel like this whole thing was so random, just bringing Javon, but I don't know. So then it jumps back to Roman and Jacob again, and basically Jacob comes behind Roman, and Roman asked Jacob, is it done? Is LA Knight done? And basically Jacob said, yeah, he handled it. But the twins, talking about the Usos, are not really too happy. And Roman already said, I already know they're not going to be happy. But anyway, then he was going on how no one understands Jacob. And then Roman's like, I understand you, but I have one more thing for you to do. And then he whispers into Jacob's ear. And I didn't catch what he said, but I'm pretty sure somebody else will catch it and they will post it somewhere. So y'all be on the lookout for somebody. Or if I catch it on my TikTok or anywhere else during the night or by the morning, I will definitely say it on the social. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, the Bloodline has been on TV this whole entire show. So y'all, we are in the final match of the night. We had Oba Femi versus Dominic Mysterio. And I'm pretty sure you already know this was a cakewalk for Oba Femi. Dominic did not come alone. He had JD Madonna, but that didn't stop nothing. Oba dominated this whole entire thing. Dominic tried to cheat while getting the little mallet for the ring bell and tried to, well, he did hit Oba Femi with it, but it didn't work. Oba Femi tossed Dominic across the ring and then hit him with the fall of grace, and that was it. So that was their semifinal match. So now it will be Oba in the finals, and he has either Javon Evans or Jey Uso to figure out who's going to be with him in the finals. But then he goes after and cut a quick little promo about him and Brock Lesnar again, and basically saying that how he wants to be remembered as being the Beast Slayer, and how will Brock Lesnar being remembered as being the man who ran away. And then he said he will be the king of the ring and be the true ruler. And then that was the end of Monday Night Raw. So I'm gonna give this show, it was okay. I feel like a lot of the stuff was short. Like, I don't know, it just felt really fast paced today. I'm not complaining about it, but maybe it's kind of different. Maybe because we've seen Roman and the Usos almost the whole entire show, and maybe that threw it off. But yeah, this show is okay. I really enjoyed all of the Bloodline segments. I enjoyed LA Knight segment. I think that the best match of the night, in my opinion, was Io and Raquel. But then you also had Chad and Rusev's match. It was also pretty good. But I'm hoping next week they will be in London. So people on the East, we will see this at 2 o'clock. And everybody else on the West, I believe 11. I think 11 will be y'all's time. But make sure you check in with whoever you check in to make sure it's the right time. But like I said, this show was okay. It could have been better. I feel like it was really fast paced today, but hopefully next week we get a little bit more better, since they're going to be London, and I feel like they do more things when they're out the country. So I guess we'll see then. But I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me today. And once again, I want to thank everybody who has been supporting of my channel and everything else. If that's come from the YouTube shorts, the Instagram, the TikTok, please be sure to follow all of them. And I will continue to make more content of my favorite moments that happened during the show. And also do other little content about anything else that just catches my eye during the week. But once again, I want to say thank you to everybody, and be sure to like, follow, subscribe, follow on all the socials, and yeah, be sure to love one another, be blessed, and mental health matters. Bye.